God bless you, everyone. Thank you for joining in and for participating with us in this venture. And I pray that the Lord bless us even as we read His Word and go through His Word in this way. So, we're currently busy in the book of Job. Today, we're going to focus mainly on chapters 21 to 23. But let's just begin with Job's turmoil. And we see up to now, we have heard the dialogue between Job and his friends. Uh, Now we have the benefit of chapters 1 and 2, where we can see into the heavenly realm, where we can see how the Lord allowed Job to be punished, where the Lord gave the devil permission to test Job in order for the devil to see that Job will not recant his faith or go back on his commitment to the Lord. But neither Job nor his friends have this benefit. So when they're looking at it, they're just looking at it in terms of earthly success, earthly reward, and earthly punishment and earthly destruction. And so there is a big challenge to us when we're reading this, because we see that Job's friends have made serious accusations against him. So when we're reading these chapters, especially the chapters where Job's friends address him, other than their false accusations against Job, do we agree with their theology? That means, do we agree with the way they say God works and the things of God work, and this life works in a way that God rewards good for good and evil for evil? But if not, then where or how is that theology flawed? How do we disagree with that theology? Because in all likelihood, we probably have the same theology up to now. But let's go into the chapters and we'll see how this unfolds. So, chapter 21, Job answers and begs his friends to hear him out. They've just been quite hard on him. They've not wanted to hear his innocence and anything like that. And then he asks if their theology is correct. Because if it is, why do so many wicked people prosper and have good health? Then Job brings light to the omniscience of God. So he speaks about God knowing everything, and that bitterness and strength and rich and poor are all alike to him, and God will judge all. Then we get to chapter 22. In chapter 22, Eliphaz shows that God is not profited by man's goodness. And then he accuses Job of wickedness, iniquities, and of wrongfully taking from others and trying to hide his sin. Now, this is something that is very difficult. We saw in the previous chapters that Job is asking his friends, do you even know me at all? Now, Eliphaz is making the statement that Joel's gotten his wealth by ill-begotten gains. And now he urges Job to repent and return to God, and God will take care of him. Then we get to chapter 23. And in chapter 23, Job just longs to come into the presence of God and plead his case. Lord, why are you doing this to me? I am innocent, and he wants to plead his innocence before God. And Job is sure that unlike his friends, that God knows that he has tried to walk according to God's commandments, that he has tried to be upright in his life. And so when we look at it, we see this dialogue coming to a head now, and Job knowing that he is soon to be justified, soon to be redeemed, and that the Lord is going to make a way for him, but he just doesn't know how that is. And so now he is emboldened to plead his case before the Lord and ask the Lord, why is it that he is suffering, even though he is trying to be upright? So I hope you enjoyed the reading for today. May the Lord bless you and be with you, and may his face shine upon you. God bless.
Chapter 21. But Job answered and said, Hear diligently my speech, and let this be your consolations. Suffer me that I may speak, and after that I have spoken, mock on. As for me, is my complaint to man? And if it were so, why should not my spirit be troubled? Mock me, and be astonished, and lay your hand upon your mouth. Even when I remember, I am afraid, and trembling taketh hold on my flesh. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of God upon them. Their bull gendereth and faileth not, their cow calveth and casteth not her calf. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and harp, and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto God, Depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? Lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out? And how oft cometh their destruction upon them? God distributeth sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. God layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure hath he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? Shall any teach God knowledge, seeing he judgeth those that are high? One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worms shall cover them. Behold, I know your thoughts, and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me. For ye say, Where is the house of the prince, and where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens? That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Who shall declare his way to his face, and who shall repay him what he hath done? Yet shall he be brought to the grave, and shall remain in the tomb. The clods of the valley shall be sweet unto him, and every man shall draw after him, as there are innumerable before him. How then comfort ye me in vain, seeing in your answers there remaineth falsehood? Chapter 22. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, Can a man be profitable unto God, as he that is wise may be profitable unto himself? Is it any pleasure to the Almighty that thou art righteous? Or is it gain to him that thou makest thy ways perfect? Will he reprove thee for fear of thee? Will he enter with thee into judgment? Is not thy wickedness great, and thine iniquities infinite? For thou hast taken a pledge from thy brother for naught, and stripped the naked of their clothing. Thou hast not given water to the weary to drink, and thou hast withholden bread from the hungry. But as for the mighty man, he had the earth, and the honorable man dwelt in it. Thou hast sent widows away empty, and the arms of the fatherless have been broken. Therefore snares are round about thee, and sudden fear troubleth thee, or darkness that thou canst not see, and abundance of waters cover thee. Is not God in the height of heaven? And behold, the height of the stars, how high they are. And thou sayest, How doth God know? Can he judge through the dark cloud? Thick clouds are a covering to him that he seeth not, and he walketh in the circuit of heaven. Hast thou marked the old way which wicked men have trodden, which were cut down out of time, whose foundation was overflown with a flood? Which said unto God, Depart from us, and what can the Almighty do for them? Yet he filled their houses with good things. But the counsel of the wicked is far from me. The righteous see it and are glad, and the innocent laugh them to scorn. Whereas our substance is not cut down, but the remnant of them the fire consumeth. Acquaint now thyself with him, and be at peace. Thereby good shall come unto thee. Receive, I pray thee, the law from his mouth, and lay up his words in thine heart. If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up. Thou shalt put away iniquity far from thy tabernacles. Then shalt thou lay up gold as dust, and the gold of Ophir as the stones of the brooks. Yea, the Almighty shall be thy defense, and thou shalt have plenty of silver. For then shalt thou have thy delight in the Almighty, and shalt lift up thy face unto God. Thou shalt make thy prayer unto him, and he shall hear thee, and thou shalt pay thy vows. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. When men are cast down, then thou shalt say, There is lifting up, and he shall save the humble person. He shall deliver the island of the innocent, and it is delivered by the pureness of thine hands. Chapter 23. Then Job answered and said, Even today is my complaint bitter. My stroke is heavier than my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat. I would order my cause before him and fill my mouth with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me, and understand what he would say unto me. Will he plead against me with his great power? No, but he would put strength in me. There the righteous might dispute with him. So should I be delivered forever from my judge. Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. On the left hand where he doth work, but I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot hath held his steps, his way have I kept, and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. But he is in one mind, and who can turn him? And what his soul desireth, even that he doeth. For he performeth the thing that is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. Therefore am I troubled at his presence. When I consider, I am afraid of him. For God maketh my heart soft, and the Almighty troubleth me. Because I was not cut off before the darkness, neither hath he covered the darkness from my face.